Robbie, I don't know if you agree. Arsenal have so much possession, and when they get it wide and they're looking to put it in, there's no one in the box. Mikel's got to do something, Robbie.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the game against West Ham, we created 30. We had 30 shots, and to have 30 shots and no goals, that was really poor. And kind of all season we've created so much, and we haven't always put those chances away. So yeah, I think we could really do with a striker, but the problem is in January getting that striker. I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about Ivan Toney, but will Brentford sell Toney? They've lost their last 5 games. They're struggling. I think Wissa's gone to the African Cup of Nations, and Wermo's injured. I mean, it'd be a bit crazy for them to sell him right now, if I'm being honest. So I'm looking around and thinking, what other top striker is out there and available? And there's not a lot of options, to be honest.
Robbie, though, it must be frustrating because, Arsenal fans, I know a lot of Arsenal fans, I like Arsenal as well. They're looking at this season, weren't it? Let's go and get the title, bringing in Declan Rice, looking stronger. You don't want another season to pass by, do you, as Arsenal fans, of like, oh, we didn't get that player in January, cost us again. You got to wait to the summer to get the striker. Because I look at Arsenal, mate, and I watch them, and I feel like Nketiah, I think he's a decent striker. But this is Arsenal, who want to go and win the big trophies. Smith Rowe, Nketiah, could they be 2 players that you sacrifice and you offer them to Brentford in exchange for Toney and a bit of money? Because Brentford, like you says, won't just sell Toney because they need him or need some other strikers or scoring midfielders to stay up themselves.
Yeah, I mean, you could possibly offer that, but it's whether they're going to take that. That's the thing, because as I said, Ivan Toney's established at Brentford. He probably feels like he owes them as well. They supported him all these months that he hasn't played. So listen, I think he would be a great signing for Arsenal. I'm with you. I'd with those offers. But it's all down to whether they're going to accept that or not. We know it's really difficult to get a deal done in January. So, and then looking around, I'm like, what other top strikers that are available are out there right now? That's the difficulty.
You create so many chances, though, Robbie. Like the Villa game, Arsenal deserved to win. Yeah. The chances you had, you didn't take them. We took ours. West Ham, not taking your chances. You've got to be more clinical, haven't they?
No, 100%. And, maybe the options might just come from some other forward players that we can bring in if, say, a Saka's not firing or, Martinelli's not firing, that we have some other options or another option that comes in to kind of freshen it up. That might be another option to doing it, because we saw with Liverpool the other night, they're able to bring on a lot of firepower if it's not really, if they're struggling a bit. So maybe that's the other option. But I agree, listen, I think every Arsenal fan's in agreement that we need a striker or a forward player that's going to come in and be a bit more clinical and get some of those goals.
Yeah.
Only problem is who. That's the only problem.
Robbie, 2 massive games coming up. Well, they're all big now for Arsenal, but this Liverpool game in the Cup, and then you got Liverpool, I'm sure, at the Emirates coming up as well in the Premier League. So, and by the way, I've not even mentioned City yet. City are just sitting there nice with De Bruyne coming back. Haaland, there's a guy who needs half a chance to take, and it's in the back of the net. So it's going to be, Arsenal have got to start putting a little run together again, just to keep the pressure up and to keep in touch with Liverpool. I've suggested they've got to beat Liverpool at the Emirates and then try and keep in touch with City and put a run together.
Yeah, listen, and I think we can. I don't think it's over yet. We went from being top at Christmas to being 4th on New Year's Eve. That's the crazy thing about the season at the moment. It's all really tight at the top. And remember, Arsenal, we went away to Liverpool, we drew. We beat Manchester City already this season. So there's still a lot to play for, but we've just got to get, it's just, we've got to make sure that this is only a blip.
Yeah.
And we just get back on form. But you're right, Alan. If we can, beat Liverpool at home, I think that would be a significant game when we play them in the Premier League. And we just got to get a little run, like you said, a little run going and just get the confidence back, because we were flying, even after the defeat to Aston Villa, a bit like what Gabby said, we didn't deserve to lose that game.
No.
We played some great football, but we can't just be sitting on hard luck stories. Like you said, we've got to start putting these chances away.
I think as well, you look at the fixtures you got, and even Crystal Palace at home is not going to be easy, is it, Robbie? Because teams aren't just rolling over; they're trying their hardest. Palace look like they're better now when they've got Eze and Elise fit. You look at Fulham. You know what I mean? Arsenal fans might have thought, all right, we'll go and beat Fulham. Fulham are playing good football and deserve the win. So these players for Arsenal have got to really step it up, haven't they? Because you're not guaranteed wins in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, and I'm looking at Palace, right, and I'm thinking that Roy Hodgson's a guy who gets teams really well organised. He's going to look at what Fulham did and what West Ham did, which was basically a low block and look to catch us on the counter. And he's going to do exactly the same. And they've got the quality in Elise and Eze if you slip up. So that's a huge game. You know what I mean? That's a huge game. We've got to start breaking down these teams, because it's almost like we struggle more against those teams at the moment that come and are really well organised, you know, rather than teams that sort of come onto us. I think this week against Liverpool, I can't even fancy us in that FA Cup game. They'll come onto us. They won't be. But where we're struggling a bit at the moment is the teams that just like say, all right, now we're just going to defend.
But it's not easy though, Robbie, to break teams down when they're organised. It's not easy. Do you know what I mean? Even the top teams can struggle sometimes to get through, you know, that low block, like you said.
No, 100%. I mean, I've been seeing it all season, and you see that teams are so well organised nowadays. You know what I mean? I mean, West Ham, I have to hand it to them. You know what I mean? They were so well organised, so hard to break down, and you just knew you can't afford to make mistakes against these teams because you're going to struggle to score. So it is something that we've got to learn, and we've got to learn fast. But we were doing it well towards the start of the season. It was only up until the last few games. So we've got to remember that and just get back on form, really.
Well, Robbie, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the cup tie. It's going to be a ding-dong battle with Liverpool. It's going to be an absolute cracker. And we'll speak later. Thank you.
Top man, Robbie.
Robbie Lyle there from Arsenal TV.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.